In this video, I'm going to share with you practical tips and strategy on how to achieve work-life balance. And to do so, I will start with a story. In a bustling city, there lived a young and ambitious professional known as Alex. Now, Alex was dedicated and he poured his heart and soul in everything that he did. Every job that was given to him, he did to the best of his ability. And he had his mind locked on his goal, career success. Day and night, he did what needed to be done and what he had to do to be able to go up the corporate ladder. Unfortunately, all this dedication started taking a toll on him. He realized that he did not have even time to be able to rest and relax, which affected his productivity at work. He also realized that his family and friends started growing apart as he continued to focus more on his work. Now, this is a story that resonates with so many of high achievers that I've seen, and they really struggle to see how they can be able to balance their work and their life. I'm here to tell you that the idea of work-life balance is not possible. It's a lie. It is an illusion. We can't really achieve work-life balance. The word itself, talking about balance, shows a state where everything is balanced. Whatever is on the left is the same as whatever is on the right. It is a state of balance. However, as we know, in real life, we don't get that balance, or if we get there, it's just an instant, a fraction of a second, and the next second or the next fraction of a second, things are already out of balance. So it is an act of balancing. So once we get that kind of framework or reasoning that it is not a state of balance, it is a state of balancing. We are trying to balance things. Then we have started getting into the right direction. Now, look at it this way. Even the tightrope walker, they are busy trying to create that state of balance. And I want us to replace work-life balance with the idea of finding counterbalance. How do you counterbalance? When one side is heavier than the other, how do you balance? When you find yourself too much into work or too much into your personal life, how do you create that counterbalance? Now, if you think about balance as somewhere in the middle and towards the left or the right, that is the extreme. The idea of finding work-life balance is staying at the middle. You do a little bit of work, a little bit of life. But unfortunately, being there at the middle, doing a little bit here, a little bit there, it does not bring out the magic. Actually, there's a lot of mediocrity. It is average, doing things in the middle. Magic, success, extraordinary success happens at the extreme. That is the thing that we need to know. And so for us to be able to really do that counterbalancing, I would want to suggest to you this way. Try to take time and focus solely on one thing at one particular moment. When you are at work, let it be your work time. Go deep. Don't think about home. Don't think about life. Go deep and create time, a lot of time, to be able to build success, to be able to build extraordinary results in that area. And then when you come back home, when you're back doing your life stuff, you can counterbalance. Take time and go deep. A research was done and they were asking working mothers, what do you think your kids need from you? And this working mother felt as if the kids needed more time with them. But on the flip side, when the children were asked, what do you need from your parent? They did not want more time with your parent. They actually wanted more quality time. There's a difference between just having more time with the kids and having quality time. That is the idea of going deep in one area, and then you can be able to counterbalance on the other side. So here are the 3 practical strategies that I want you to take off this video. Number 1, create boundaries. I do create my own boundaries. I am also striving to get there where I'm able to counterbalance. But here's just some example of some of my boundaries. Number 1, the latest I leave work is 6 p.m. I know people leave work at 5 p.m. I give myself an extra hour to either finish up something I wasn't able to do or something I was really focusing on, but I get off work at 6 p.m. Are there days that I get off work beyond 6 p.m.? Yes, but those are the exemption from the rule. These are days maybe there's a project that has to be done and has to be finished in this time, but I try as much as possible. Anytime 6, I'm off work. The other thing, I don't pick calls or work-related calls past 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Does that mean I don't pick all the calls? Sometimes I'll pick if it is an emergency or if it is something that we were working with someone on a specific project and has to be done and be finished in a specific time frame, yes. But in general, someone calls me beyond 6, I don't pick, and I have that as a rule. I'll tell them, we'll talk tomorrow, or I'll text them. So that is a boundary I've put to myself. Even to the extreme, I actually switch off my phone in the evening at 11 p.m. It is actually automated. I put it in the settings, 11 p.m. it goes off, and 5 a.m. it goes on. I know sometimes I get international calls on WhatsApp and all this, but to avoid that, I've put that as a boundary. So think about yourself. What are some of the boundaries that you can put across? And the other thing, by the way, I don't work on Sundays. I solely dedicate that time for my family. Irrespective of whatever happens, I don't work on Sundays. That is a boundary I've put. The second thing I want you to consider is to prioritize your self-care. I had a quote, and it has some truth in it, that selfishness is a form of self-care. You really need to be able to be selfish, not in a way that you always want things for yourself, but to create time for yourself. Prioritize self-care. What are some of the things that you do to rejuvenate yourself? Pick up a hobby. Go deep into that over the weekend. Again, not every day, but create time for that. That will be able to give you a lot of that counterbalancing, where you're moving from work, thinking about home, thinking about your hobbies, thinking about something totally different, and you will be even more productive the next day at work. I have done another video, there's somewhere here, about productivity and talking about the framework called MEDS, where you can be able to use this as a way of self-care. M standing for meditation, E, exercise, D, diet, S, sleep. Yeah, even prioritizing your sleep. How many hours do you sleep? On average, it is said an adult should sleep about 7 to 8 hours. Start prioritizing your self-care. And thirdly, the practical tip I want to leave you is try to get connections outside your work life. Try having human connection and relations outside your work life. Now, this is very important. It is what we call a support group. It's not necessarily where you're going to be supported, but you have all these other connections out there, but they support you. They bring in that social support. I have several of them. I'm in a group of bikers. I do ride motorbike. Yes, to and from work, it is my means of commute, but also over the weekend, we'll go for group rides. I also have an inner group of accountability buddies who we meet almost every week, and we come and talk everything and anything. I'm also part of a real group. A real group is a Bible study in our church, whereby we meet weekly, and in this Bible study, we talk about the Bible. We go through the guide or the study that we're doing, but we also do other things beyond that. We have movie night, game night, family night, where we or family days, where we go and have all these other interactions. We play games. It is a way of having connections outside work. I'm also a member of another group called LYP, the League of Young Professionals. We have, again, book clubs, we have family day out, we have accountability groups, and all these are connection outside my normal working areas. Think about some of these groups. They might be, again, connected to your hobby, which you're able to also serve to at the same time, prioritizing your own self-care and also having connections with other people. And this will really, really help you. I am doing this series of productivity, and I hope you are able to get some ideas. Let me know in the comments of this video, what is one idea that I've shared with you about work-life balance, or having that action of counterbalance that you can take up and start using, and what was helpful for you, and what other areas when it comes to life, work, productivity that you would want me to share with you some of the ideas. Drop that in the chat, and also take a look at this video on the MEDS framework, how you can be able to achieve more with less. Sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until my next video, I'm out.